Welcome to Grow Guyana, a weekly journey into Guyana's agriculture sector, bringing you the stories and perspectives from the people that are shaping food security, climate-smart agriculture, and supporting livelihoods. I am Ramona Luti, and this week we're taking a snapshot of the significant research development and efforts underway to boost rice yields and cultivation in Guyana. We're also highlighting how thousands of acres of farmlands are being opened up in the Maiconi area, a weather outlook, and looking at Guyana's agriculture sector from a pre- and post-independence lens, and the potential the sector still holds. Journalist Josiah Williams visited the Guyana Rice Development Board's Rice Research Station to talk with their leading scientist, Dr. Mahendra Prasad, and take a look at the research being conducted.
We're here at the GRDB's Rice Research Station at Borma Maiconi to discuss rice research, innovation, and the future of the industry.
The importance of rice research in Guyana is immense. It's the only thing that got us where we are in terms of our productivity and even more potential. Let me just give you a little backtrack. Looking at 20 years back, maybe close to 2 decades, when not much was been done on rice research. Our yields were like about 4 tons per hectare. Now we have advanced so far, our yields are 6.5, 6.7 tons per hectare. And that's a national level. At research and some of the better farmers already receiving 7, 8 and up to 9 tons per hectare. So that has not came as an accident. That came from well-defined and well-planned research with precise objective.
Additionally, the Grow Guyana team learned about some of the experiments being carried out and their significance.
Here at the GRDB, experiments are shaping the future of rice production. From new varieties to improved pest control, the focus is on creating more resilient crops for Guyana's changing conditions.
We're developing high-yielding varieties with aromatic high-yielding variety with high zinc content. We are also looking at variety for salt tolerance. We are also looking for varieties that can withstand not only delayed harvesting, we are looking for varieties that can withstand some level of flood. Because you know the situation that we have, sometimes the areas we have heavy rainfall and the water cannot recede very quickly. So our crop, especially in the earlier stage, have to bear with around 5, 10, even up to 15 days flooding. So if we can have a variety to withstand that level of flood, we'll be among the best again in that area. In terms of agronomy, that's a different package of sell. We're looking at the nano-fertilizer, we're looking at climate-smart practice, what practice we can use to reduce the emissions. We're looking to kind of change in the way we grow rice, just to reduce our cost of production and being more efficient at all levels. These are breeding lines that we have just initiated breeding from. We have over 6,000 breeding lines that was developed at the Rice Research Station. These here are our genetic stocks that we will be selecting from for developing variety for farmers in the future.
With all these developments taking place, we now take a holistic look at the potential for Guyana's rice industry.
As the industry continues to expand, a new generation is transforming rice farming using technology to boost efficiency and production.
Most of our staff here are youths at all levels, in all disciplines. So we train youths not only who we employ based on if there's a vacancy. We have a program also to nurture youths from Guyana School of Agriculture and from University of Guyana and from the secondary school or technical institute to come in and work with us for a year or so. I'm seeing more youths are coming now, and it's because of the advancements of various technology. You see, youths are more excited with technology and less hard labor. And you have seen how our industry has been transformed, right, over the years. Now we can safely say that we are one of the most mechanized rice industry in this part of the world. I mean Latin America and Caribbean, and that's a big thing. We used to sow and fertilize and applying all chemicals by hand. Now we have aircrafts, we have drone, and we even have specialized tractors that assist in these things. So we have moved afar away. Even you look at the milling and the processing leg of our industry. These millers and milling complex that we have are comparable to any of the best ones you've seen across the world. The future of rice industry for me, it's very clear, right? And it's an industry that's evolving, even though we have gone so far, and it's keep evolving. And I'm seeing that we're ourselves, the farmers, the millers, the researchers, and everyone, and more importantly, you have to see the kind of investment that the administration is putting on rice.
With continued investment in research, youth and technology, Guyana's rice sector is well positioned for sustainable growth in the years ahead. Back to you, Ramona.
Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa recently met with farmers in the Mahaica-Maiconi area and discussed the opening of several thousands of acres of land, a move expected to significantly expand farming.
Your area will have 2 high-level canals that are in progress right now. From Mahaica to Ithaca, we'll have 55,000 acres of new land become available for farmers when this Hope Light Canal concludes by the end of this year. You have to take advantage of that. In the scheme right now, we have 106,000 acres that is available for rice cultivation. We have approximately 40,000 acres for cash crop and another 50,000 acres for livestock farming. As I'm speaking, almost 15 contractors are working to complete that canal. We already have the embankment from Mahaica to Ithaca started, right? And then they'll now do the internal canals that will lead to the high-level canals. So this area, the entire MMA scheme, we'll have minimal flooding.
Some of these farmers that attended these meetings shared their concerns and perspectives on agricultural developments in the country.
I am the chairman of our group named Mahaica Women's Group, and all of us are mostly single women, and we do farming for a living and poultry. And the government has been contributing very much over the years to us. They give us tools, they give us planting materials, and we have some very good agriculture extension officers which would come in every fortnight and check out your farm. We do organic greens.
Yes, I'm very much satisfied because we have some positive initiative from the minister to enhance and better the lifestyle of all farmers.
They have been doing a lot for us through the WIN program. I have myself and some other young ladies, we would have able to attend the program of agriculture farming, where we learn cultivation of land preparation, hydroponics, and a whole lot of scheming there with farming. And I've gained more knowledge there on how to control my pests and diseases.
These timely gestures of the grant that we are about to receive. This is something that I have benefited from, and as the country will know, rice farming in general will be benefiting from. This is something that for the past couple of years, government has been doing for us, and I applaud them for that.
These outreaches, the government reaching out is very good, because you get to talk to us, the minister get to talk to us one-to-one and know our issues and try to assist us. And I see how it looks that he will be assisting us in whatever areas we have issues.
We now hear from decorated countrymen and historians Dr. Pat Dayal and Major General retired Joseph Singh about the realities of Guyana's agriculture before and after May 26, 1966.
Pre-independence, of course, we were under a colonial system, and therefore agriculture was geared towards satisfying the interests of the colonial administration. So not surprisingly, when we look at the type of crops which were cultivated at that time, sugar, of course, because this is a legacy from the Dutch, which the British took over, and sugar was primarily for export. Rice, cocoa, coffee, some cotton, and then of course some of the livestock. And then in the post-independence period, there was still an overlap because we didn't have a clean break. So that system continued. In the post-independence period, our leaders recognized, one, that we could not continue to be dependent on imported food, because apart from what people produced here from a subsistence agriculture standpoint.
During slavery, the end of slavery, there was some cultivation, some agriculture being done by the slaves, which they sold at the market gardens. But the agricultural produce that they made was very, very little, really. And the range was very small. For instance, vegetables that we have now were not available at that time. In the 1830s, we had indentured immigrants coming here from Asia, from India mostly, and China. And these people, when their indentured finished, they were farmers. They had to farm to live, to survive. I mean, come from farming communities, introduced new crops. For instance, vegetables. The vegetables we have here mostly were cultivated by these Indian immigrants. They introduced them here, and thus you would find that the names of the vegetables that we use here we use Hindi names for them. For instance, Karela, or by Bilages.
With Ghana's independence came a major shift in the country's agricultural policies, and now we hear more about these impacts.
But anyway, came independence and agriculture. Now, agriculture became part of government. There was a Minister of Agriculture, Department of Agriculture, that became very proactive in their work. And there were institutions like DARI founded to do agricultural research, and things like drainage and irrigation, because drainage was very important for agriculture in this coastland here, because we are below sea level. And the governments did take this very seriously. And today, for instance, not only agriculture for food, but agriculture for export, rice in particular.
So in the post-independence period, we wanted to reduce our dependence on imported foods. We wanted to ensure that we were, as far as possible, self-reliant. And the emphasis, therefore, on decisions made during the administration of, at the time, Premier Chedi Jagan, on what it is that we needed to do to reorganize agriculture so that it was less dependent on imported food, and at the same time, what it is that needed to be done to continue to produce sugar, rice, etc., and expand those production, but also emphasize what it is that we needed to ensure food and nutrition security here, and to what extent also we could export to places like the Caribbean.
Georgetown, Guyana was once known as the Garden City of the Caribbean, and Dr. Pat Dayal is encouraging Guyanese to go back to our roots and plant more trees and vegetables in our homes.
Every yard in Georgetown, pre-independence, every single yard had fruit trees. There was always a mango tree, coconut tree, soursop, whatever it is. But now you don't see these things. All with the result that birds used to be in the city. But there were all kinds of birds, plantains, blue sakis, numerous birds. You don't see them at all now. I think if we began to grow trees again in the yards, whatever space there is, an avocado tree or a mango tree, small mango tree, or coconuts or something. If we began to grow these things, I think we'll begin to become the city again. That spirit of agriculture is there, and I think that we should develop it further.
And now for a look at the weather most expected to concern farmers this week. Farmers along the coast and inland regions are being advised that scattered showers and thunderstorms are anticipated, increasing the risk of flooding. Residents in low-lying conditions should take precautions to prevent and alleviate flooding, protect livestock, and keep drains and canals cleared of debris. Today, as we celebrate Ghana's 60th independence anniversary, we hear from today's featured speakers on where they were on May 26, 1966.
I was a permanent secretary at that time of Information and Culture. And then shortly after the next independence, I was at the university and taught at the university. And because many of the people I taught at the university are now professionals on their own.
Since I growing up, the country, I always feel being independent, and my family and my friends and my background, it never feel restricted in any way or that. But Independence Day is a good day to celebrate and reflect. My best day for independence, I'll tell you, because couple moons back, I was awarded the Golden Arrow of Achievement, and it was announced on Independence Day, so that stood out for me forever.
And that's it for this edition of Grow Guyana, a weekly journey into the stories, people, and ideas driving the country's agricultural future. I am Ramona Luti. Join us next week as we continue to track the growth, challenges, and opportunities shaping Ghana's agricultural sector.